Lake Mead, along with the entire American Southwest, is drying up at an alarming rate, and this footage proves it. It's not a question of if, but when will it dry up completely. And this was entirely predictable. On average, Lake Mead receives approximately 8.2 million acre feet per year, but loses 9.5 million acre feet per year. In other words, Lake Mead loses 1 billion gallons of water per day. This is a staggering amount of water, which can only be mitigated by radical policy shifts, particularly in agriculture. In reality, the only reason that the American Southwest has not yet run out of water is because Lake Mead, which holds years of Colorado River flow in it, acts as a savings account for water. But when this savings dries up, what happens? No one knows, but I would not want to be there when it does.
Dumped his dump truck into the water right there. There's our water level today.
Is anybody aware that cyber attacks targeting municipal water systems have been reported in at least 7 different states this week? The warning from the FBI to utilities nationwide comes after hackers targeted more than 30 municipal water facilities in Minnesota alone. And the details that are emerging are extremely concerning. I mean, just read this real quick, okay? The agency said the hackers remotely accessed internet-facing devices, changed IP addresses and passwords, and caused utilities to lose monitoring and control capabilities. The federal advisory calls on system operators to remove programmable logical controllers, or PLCs, from direct internet exposure by putting them behind secure gateways and firewalls, use strong passwords, and limit communications between authorized control system devices through access control lists. And as you can see, the breach in Minnesota happened just days after U.S. officials publicly warned, ironically, that Iran-backed hackers were targeting the nation's critical infrastructure amid the escalating military conflict between Washington and Tehran. Sure, Iran. Check this fucking propaganda out. In a public advisory July 22nd, the Cybersecurity and Infrastructure Security Agency, as well as the FBI and other federal agencies, urged companies to boost their defenses, saying Tehran-linked hackers were trying to breach online automated devices used to manage infrastructure systems. Sure, Iran. And people are actually going to eat this shit up. That's the crazy part. I'm just saying, people, if some shit actually pops off, I want you to look in every direction other than the direction of which they're telling you to look.
We are not supposed to talk about the booms.
Evidently, there's a lot more booms going around than I first realized. I thought it was just here local to Rigby, Idaho, but it's not. Shortly after posting my video about the booms, I have a law enforcement friend. I'm not going to say if it's state level or county level, but he came over to my house and said, "Hey, Aaron, it'd be a good idea to pull the video you posted about the booms and not talk about it anymore." He didn't tell me if he knew what there were or what they were doing it for, but he says as an agency, they've been told to deny, deflect, and diffuse. So they don't want it to be talked about. Now, I'm not crazy into conspiracy theories, but my officer friend did tell me about a local amateur seismologist that contacted the news and gave him a story about he set up several different seismology detectors around the area, and he was going to run a story on it. And shortly thereafter, before they could actually run the story, he had a heart attack and he's gone. So that got me thinking that there's something going on with these booms that we're not supposed to know about. So if I stop making videos, guys, you'll know why.